This is the 2025 Acura MDX Tech. Will you be surprised at the features it offers? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Acura in Shreveport, Louisiana, where if you come in and talk to somebody on the sales staff about buying any new vehicle, tell them that you saw my video, make sure you tell them at the beginning of your deal, and you get $500 off. Check out the link in the description of the video if you want to know more about this particular model. The exterior color is called Performance Red. This is front wheel drive, and that Performance Red is going to be accented by a parchment interior. I think that looks very nice with the color combination that we have. And here on the front end, we're gonna have that classic Acura look with the diamond pentagon grille, the jewel eye LED headlights. We'll also have the LED daytime running lights and the LED turn signals. Now, you won't find fog lights here, but I don't think that's too big of a deal for most people. You will have the large air curtains that allow air to pass through the front end right here and help improve your aerodynamics. That's going to also improve your gas mileage. 20-inch wheels. Tell me what you think about this particular design. While it is the base trim level, you still wind up with some very nice looking wheels. And you'll have your power adjustable side view mirrors, body colored mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in, and you will have blind spot monitoring, although it's not built into the side view mirrors. It's going to be right here. What do you think about that? Some people might like that, some people might not. I know I personally prefer to have that built into the side view mirrors themselves. And one more thing about the side view mirrors, when you push that button right there, they're going to fold in. So they are also going to be power folding. And one more thing about those side view mirrors, they are also heated. So every feature that I know a lot of you like are going to be here. Here is your remote. Engine hold, that's going to be your remote start, lock, unlock. You can open and close your power tailgate, and you will also have your panic button right there if you need that. It is a proximity key with the walk-away feature. You will find your body colored door handles and a panoramic sunroof up top. Finishing things off here on the rear with the shark fin antenna, the rear roof spoiler. We have our exposed rear window wiper right here and the LED taillights. You'll notice those taillights match up with the overall design of what we saw with the front headlights. Under the hood, you will find the naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that puts out 290 horsepower, 267 pounds-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. How about your MPGs? Let's go take a quick look at that. We're gonna have 19 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious to know your gas tank size, it's 18.5 gallons. And how about some of your safety features with Acura Watch? There's quite a bit here. We're looking at adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, traffic jam assist, your auto high beams, low speed braking, and traffic sign recognition. Quite a bit going on where that's concerned. You can tow up to 3,500 pounds with an MDX if you go front wheel drive. If you go all wheel drive, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And here's something that might surprise you. You still have the power hands-free tailgate back here. Now you might notice that didn't open very far, did it? That's very easy to fix. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but right above this button it says hold to set height. So we're gonna reset that real fast, and we're gonna hold that down and listen for the beeps. Very easy to do, very easy to deal with, whether you need to open it to its maximum opening capacity like I just did, or maybe there's another height. You need to lower it depending on your situation, where you live, the height of the ceilings, that kind of stuff. But that's something that's very easy to do. Your cargo capacity ranges between 18.1 up to 95 cubic feet. You can see how everything is going to look when it's maximized. And let's talk about a couple of things here that might be a little bit of a surprise. Number one, you're going to have a 12-volt power outlet back here. Maybe that's not such a surprise, but this button right here, I'm going to push that. Keep in mind that we're looking at the base trim level. So if I was gathering up a bunch of groceries or whatever I had back here, and I didn't want to do anything other than just push that button, gather up all I needed to gather to walk away and have the power tailgate close, I push that button. That's the walk away feature. Very nice, very convenient for those of you who might want to take advantage of that. And we'll take a look into the second and third rows to see what your passengers are going to find. The privacy shades are here that can be manually put in place if so desire on both doors. Plenty of room with the armrest and plenty of room with the door bin and the bottle holder right there. And one thing that's very important to note for your third row passengers is the fact that the seats do move forward and back. Now this is only with the outboard seats. The middle seat doesn't actually do that. This seat is actually removable if you want to take that out for whatever reason whatsoever, but keep in mind when you do, you'll lose the ability to have the armrest, although the armrest isn't very high. It's only about this high when you lower the seat back right here. And to gain access to the third row, we're going to push that button right there, get the seat up and out of the way. Now the seat belt is a little bit in the way right here, but you can remove that if you need to. That's actually very easy to do. I say it's very easy to do. It might be a little bit harder to do one-handed. Let's see if I can pull this off. And you'll see what I did is I used the belt buckle right here. I hope you can see that very well to release that. And that allows us to get that middle row seat belt up and out of the way. Now I do have to say it is a little cramped back here in the third row, at least for me at 5'10". You can see how everything works. Now if I slide over here to the passenger side, that does increase my leg space quite a bit. Personally, I would prefer a little more space, which is what the middle row offers. And we'll find a cup holder back here. That's going to be nice to have. Other than that, the best thing you can say about the third row, I would say, is the view of the panoramic sunroof. There is a shade that can be drawn forward to conceal that away if needed, and the front portion does open. It's very easy to get out of the third row by simply pushing that button. The seat will get up and out of the way. You can hop right out. There's that power shade I was referring to earlier. Let's see what else your middle row passengers will find. Now this is what the center console of sorts looks like, if you want to call it that, when we fold the seat back down with this middle seat. Cup holders, a lot of space back here. It is pretty low as far as that goes, but it does work as an armrest. And we have the third zone of our 3 zones of climate control, dual in the front, single in the rear. We're also going to have our air conditioning vents. You can adjust the temperature and the fan speed. And there's also going to be a power outlet, 12-volt power outlet right there, as well as a couple of USB ports. If your middle row passengers need some extra storage space, there are also seat pockets located on the rear of each seat, and the grab handles will be up there if needed. And how about the sticker price? $58,550. Unless you use the Vehicle Visionary discount, then you take $500 off of that. Let's take a look at what happens when we get inside. We'll not only look, but we'll listen. And we'll see what happens when we turn the engine on. You can see the animation that takes place on the driver's display right there. And we're going to have plenty of space with the armrest and the door bin right there as far as the passenger seat goes. And we'll also have plenty of room within the glove box. And a very important point that I wanted to give you here, on the passenger seat, you will find not only lumbar support, but you can raise and lower the seat. We'll also find another 12-volt power outlet right here, as you can see. On the driver's side door, you'll find seat memory, controls for your side view mirrors, lock and unlock. You can lock and unlock your windows and control your windows right here. And this is a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. That is all done via the control right here. We control our exterior lighting here, including our turn signal indicators. They're very difficult to use, but I promise you'll survive. And we also have the front and rear window wipers. I can't really say anything funny about that, can I? Shifter paddles for your 10-speed automatic transmission, and then everything for your adaptive cruise control over here, and then all of your other controls right here. Depending on what you need to go through, you can see that right there. Just use that scroll wheel that you just saw on the steering wheel, and you can go in and select whatever you need to just like that. All I did was just push the button right there. Very easy to deal with. And when you turn your headlights on, you'll see the illumination in front of the likeness of the MDX right there. You even have the panoramic sunroof on there. It just isn't the same color as what we have here. But you can see that. When you turn your blinkers on, you can see that they also work right there. And the tail lights, and it gets down into the ready, set, go position when you go into drive. The upper console will feature a sunglass holder, always nice to have. Here is the control for your power shade and for opening and closing the power sunroof up there that I mentioned earlier. Now the 12.3-inch touchscreen, this is something a lot of people ask for a very long time with the MDX, and you can see that it's here. It's nice, it's clear, it works very well. You can go into vehicle settings and make a lot of changes, including the color of the MDX that's on the screen. We're going to go to menu right here, and then we go to body color. So if you want to change that color to performance red, which is exactly what this model is, you can do that. And just in case anybody asks, no, you can't change the exterior color that way. Yes, I have to be a little sarcastic about that. I've actually had people ask about that because they genuinely thought that's what I was saying. But here is where everything is for your vehicle settings. I like it. It looks nice. It's not complicated to use. Depending on what you want to do, what you want to turn on or off, or what you want to see, you can go in and make quite a few changes here. It's very nice and very easy to use. That's for sure. When we go into reverse, we'll see our multi-view rear view camera. As you can see right here, we have 3 different views. It would be nice to have more views than just the rear, but that's what you're going to have here on this tech. But it gets the job done. You'll have dual zone climate control here in the front, which I mentioned that earlier in the video, but you can see that on the screen. If you want to sync both sides together, you can do that right here, or they can be set individually for the driver and the passenger. Fan speed, you can control temperature via these controls right here. And how about your driving modes? There are multiple driving modes to go through. We have comfort, we're going to have snow, we'll also have normal and sport mode. Now individual mode, which you see down here, you can actually gain access by pushing this button right here, and then we're going to hit OK right there, and then we go to customize. And you can customize a lot of different things with the vehicle. You have different settings, as you can see, depending on what you want to change. So everything doesn't necessarily have to be the same. Idle stop can be turned on and off right there. Now, unfortunately, you're still going to have to go into individual mode to take advantage of that, but that is a nice option. And we'll also have our gauge layout, the design of the gauge. Let's take a look at what we have. So we're going to have comfort right here. And what you've been looking at has been normal, which looks nice. What about sport? Let's go into that and show you how that looks. Personally, I think that is the best look, at least in my personal opinion. If you're wondering how to turn idle stop or the auto stop start system off or on, depending on what you want, there is the button to do that. Brake hold mode is right here. And if you want your USB ports for the driver and the passenger, there they are. And then right down here, you're going to find the heated seat button. If you're curious about that, there it is. And then something that people either love or they hate, there's no neutral ground it seems, the push button shifter. Tell me what your thoughts are on the push button shifter. A little bit of storage space right here, a wireless charging pad. I know we'll get thumbs up on that. And then our cup holders, space within the center console. Actually, you have a couple of different options here. A little bit of space on the top area, and then beneath a little bit more. And here is the control for your volume and turning your radio on and off, going through your stations right there, whatever you're listening to. There's a very important reason why I show you that. Also, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone and use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but you have the Bang & Olufsen system, sound system with 19 speakers. Here's a little bit of a sampling for you. And hopefully that does a good job. It's the best we can do with my lapel mic. Driving the MDX is a nice experience, a nice comfortable ride quality balanced with good handling. That's nice to have that balance. The driver and passenger seats here in the front are very comfortable. The middle row seats are comfortable with plenty of room for both areas. You'll have your least amount of room obviously back there with the third row, but overall quite a bit of space within the interior of this vehicle. And while you're not driving a high performance model, you do have the Type S if that's something you want, that definitely puts out a lot more horsepower than 290, 355 horsepower to be exact. But this will get the job done for getting you down the road. no matter what your situation is. So if you need to accelerate, you've got 290 horsepower that does the job just fine. No big deal where that's concerned. And for those of you that don't care for a turbocharger, it's nice to know that's something you don't have to deal with here, because as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you watch that portion without skipping around, some of you do, but that's okay. It makes 290 horsepower. The 3.5 liter V6 does a very good job. The technology here is nice and easy to learn, and obviously there is something that's very important right there, the touchscreen, something that a lot of you asked for the last few years, and Acura listened. Now you have that. So balancing things out quite nicely, or maybe I should say rounding things out quite nicely, a lot of great safety features, and easy to learn technology throughout the interior. No big deal, everything is easy to get to, easy to manage gas and brake pedal, and a nice turning radius for a midsize SUV. Just as was the case with the animated graphics and the music that comes on when you get into the MDX, you'll get the same thing when you get out. So tell me what you think about the 2025 Acura MDX tech. Are you surprised at the features it has to offer? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura for loaning me this MDX for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.